We're a little dark. Hey, hey, hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're actually podcasting in the morning. Mm-hmm. We never do this.
No, because this time of year we have like so much time during the day. It's so nice.
There's nothing to do.
I know. Well, there's stuff, but
I'm just kidding. I feel like I'm in a very, very busy time right now. I just have lots of like projects mounting up for things for the whole year, like planning of things. And so I have a very long to-do list. Not to mention it's like a lot of projects and like reports due for the kids. It's report form season.
Oh, geez. I'm pretty sure the kids are still supposed to do this stuff themselves.
Yeah, they are. They do. They do all this stuff.
They're supposed to do the reports themselves, I think.
Have you seen a report form actually?
Yeah,
you should look at it.
I don't want to.
It's not an easy thing.
I would make my kids do it.
I'd like to see this. You have to put it in, then you have to put it in the form. When I was in 4-H, you had to type it on a typewriter and it had to fit in the spot. And if you made a mistake, because it still showed because the
when
erase,
you would go over it, right?
You could tell you made a
X,
mistake.
Yes.
So then you had to start all over. It was not fun.
Funny.
Yeah. Good old days. So big news in our household that, of course, we have one child who's into bull riding and he hasn't quit. He had another rodeo over the weekend. I just like to comment that we drive an hour and a half one way for him to attempt to ride a bull for 8 seconds. Friday night we did this. I think he made it 3.2 seconds. Saturday we did this and he actually had a full ride. He made the whole 8 seconds. So it was very exciting.
That is a far drive for 8 seconds.
It is. That's why like everyone's like, oh, we want to come. We're like, oh, like literally it is. It's a hard decision to say I'm going to commit to drive 3 hours in one day to watch someone ride for potentially 8 seconds.
Hopefully 8 seconds.
And that's not normal. Like, let's just be very clear in the youth rodeo, 8 seconds is not something that happens all the time. Like he could ride 8 seconds again next ride, or he could not do this for like 50 more rides.
Right.
It all depends. But it was very exciting. And it was on the bull that nearly killed him. So it was like revenge. And we've been like mentally preparing. Like he really wanted to ride that bull. And then day 2, we got that bull again. So it was kind of an exciting thing, which you're allowed to go see the bulls before you ride.
Do you choose which one you want?
No, it's a draw. And so your order is the draw and then the bull is a random draw as well. And so we went back there and he was supposed to ride this other bull and I did not like him. He did not like me. He was like trying to hit me through the fence. He was like, "Rrr, rrr," with his head.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, oh, Jack, I don't have a great feeling about this one. And that was the one he had to ride. And then it got canceled and got switched because they had the wrong bull.
Really?
So then that's how he ended up on 22 Jump Street.
It was meant to be.
Which was his first full 8-second ride. The kid, I've never seen a smile on his face so big. But Friday night, all of his friends, like they have this big group of friends that live relatively close, but still like 45, 50 minutes away in Cuyahoga County. And they were all there and he didn't make it. I'm like, oh, I wish everyone would have been there when he had his 8-second ride. But it was very exciting. And he did not get hurt, which is even more.
That's the best part of it.
Someone said on one of my social accounts, like, congratulations, Jack, but I have no clue why you as parents are letting him do this.
And I'm like,
feel
the same
I
way.
don't either.
I kind of feel the same way. This is not a normal, like, oh, we're going to do our sporting event this weekend.
Right,
like,
which it is a sporting event. But
I realize that, but like there's a lot. I don't know.
So,
to each his own.
That's right.
To each
I
his
guess
own.
we're crazy.
Yes.
So it was fun. We
okay.
made some new friends at the rodeo and it was nice. It's everyone's like, it's just such a good group of people. Like agriculture is such a great.
There's other parts of agriculture that are great that are not life-threatening.
Bill was like, we actually do show sheep. Like we're not horse people, but so I'm laughing. I'm like, sheep showing's a lot safer.
Right. Like I feel like nobody's getting trampled. I mean, I guess you could. Like, I don't think that the risk factor is the same.
Much lower risk.
In sheep showing.
And I'd like to say sheep showing is more cost effective. And I think it is if you have to visit the ER every week you ride.
This is true.
You don't have to buy the animal. You have to buy all the equipment.
Medical bills.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that is something.
How'd you injure yourself? Showing cattle.
Yeah.
A very unique way of showing cattle.
But that's not really showing cattle. Yeah. No, not so much.
Oh
That's so funny. Well, good. I'm glad that he is doing well with it, but I do wish he would be done with this hobby.
too.
So
me too.
That's okay.
So what's been happening in your house? Lots of construction, lots of noise.
We have been renovating. We have like a dormer upstairs that was always our kids' playroom. When we moved into this house, our only complaint was that we did not have a basement, but we felt that we could, everything that we would utilize a basement for, we could get in other areas of the house. So we needed storage, which there's a ton of attic storage.
Which I would agree. Your house has a lot of functionality.
We do have a lot of storage, like a lot. And then we have this huge dormer room, a playroom, which was the other thing we would use a basement for. And then a workout room. We have a really big mud room that will become our workout room.
They have a really small garage.
We have a
Not really.
We have a 2.5 car garage.
Just can't fit a car in.
Could you imagine if we could ever actually fit 2 cars in the garage? Like that.
It's an oversized garage. Like it's a
large
nice
garage. Yeah. And we just have it. Well, it's been our workout space since.
And tools. Tom has a lot of tools.
He does.
Tom, the tool man, Geraci.
Doesn't do a great job of organizing them.
But he knows where everything is.
He does. But the problem is like he'll start big projects and then he doesn't clean up his toys when he's done. Like,
that might be true.
Yeah, he is really bad about it. So he'll be like, I don't have time. I'm like, no. That's like part of the project. The project is not complete until it's cleaned up.
Teenage Tom coming out.
Correct. It's quite frustrating. So anyways, this dormer room, it was one of the only rooms in our whole house that we did not renovate when we moved in, or over the time that we've lived here. And so the electrical needed redone, the air conditioning needed new floors, paint, all that. So we have spent I purchased all the items for it, but Tom has spent the last 2 weeks, renovating it. And so that will become Olivia's room.
It looks so good.
She has officially moved in there last night and slept in there for the first time last night. And then Sam is going to move into her room and Joey will move into Sam's room because Joey's room is a very, very tiny, tiny little room that when we first moved in was part of the other part of a Jack and Jill bedroom. So it was perfect when he was born because it was a nursery. Mm-hmm. And then over time, and I
don't actually feel like it's that tiny. While it is small, you have big furniture in there. When you get that out of there, it's going to grow.
It is small comparative to the other bedrooms in the house. So we eventually, when we redid our bathroom, closed off the Jack and Jill because he was getting older and we kind of never really wanted a Jack and Jill, but it worked when he was a baby. And now he is going to be 10 and it's just a small room, so he wants a bigger room.
I like to put everything in perspective. Let's say you lived in New York City.
It would be our whole apartment.
Yeah, this would be very large if you lived, for all of our listeners, in the city.
So that's kind of funny that you're putting it into perspective. That's what my husband just said to me because Sam wants some new furniture and Tom is saying that we need to wait. We don't need to buy it all at once. He's like, we just bought all this stuff for Liv's room, so let's go ahead and pay your credit card, Danna.
No spend January.
It is, but these are necessity items, people.
You've even got your daughter in on this one because I said something about food, and she's like, "Oh, food's a necessity.
We're allowed on food."
I'm like, "So you're allowed to go to Pulp?"
Pulp would seem a little excessive, but
I took the kids to Pulp that day after school. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, if this was your mom, she couldn't do this.
I would not.
Danna's or Olivia's like, nope, food's a necessity.
But I would not count Pulp as a necessity. That would be a snack. And we have snacks at home. But so she got not new furniture. Well, we did get a little couch for up there, but this room costs more than any of the other rooms will cost because it needed all the renovations.
You had to refinish it, right. Flooring, paint,
right. The
electric.
other rooms, literally, we're just going to paint them. That's it.
HVAC, you had some work.
We had some major
but it was
work.
Still extremely reasonable.
I mean, when you do it yourself, it's extremely reasonable for sure. And it's a 700 square foot room, so it is a large room to refinish as well. But so now we're ready to start Sam, and he's like, okay, well, I need a bed because his bed actually goes with Joey's bedroom set. Long story, whatever. So we're like, okay, we'll buy you a bed. So he found this one on Amazon he wants that is actually, it's probably junky, but it's super reasonable and it's what he wants. And he's 13-year-old boy, so it's fine. He wants it's got drawers underneath and it has electrical on top and it's less than $200. And my husband has decided today is the day he's going to start with me on $200. And he's screaming that these kids are my kids. I when, it's something
when they
bad,
just
they're
think
mine.
about it's your kids.
My kids are so spoiled. And this is what he said. My kids are so spoiled. And it's not like he doesn't have a place to lay his head and put his clothes. Now, to be clear, he does. But the reason that Tom's saying this is because he just spent so much money on Olivia's room. So how are you going to say that, oh, we're going to do this for Olivia and not for you? Like, that's not fair.
But it's kind of like called budgeting.
I don't like
that. Living within your means.
We are within
He's
our
guiding
means. He's
you.
over-exaggerating.
Yes. But
if let me tell you something right now. If $200 is going to make or break us, we are in a way worse position than anybody realizes.
Listen, some people, like $10 makes or breaks them.
And I agree. And that's what I'm saying. And so that's his point is he's like, you need to put it into perspective because we are fortunate that we are able to do
we have
that.
everything we need.
But my point
more.
is if $200 was making or breaking this project, we shouldn't be doing this project.
That's
right?
true.
So you need,
that is true.
So if we're at a point where
I am with you in the fact that I'd want to get everybody
I just want
moved.
it done. Like this is
like at this point, I would have moved probably like everything in Olivia's old room into the new room. Let her sort it out. Vacuum,
she's
clean,
doing that
sweep.
Tonight.
And I'd move Sam over.
So tonight, I told her after school today. So in her defense, we did not even get to start moving furniture until almost 8 o'clock last night because Tom had some.
I'm sure that
things.
went well.
You can imagine it was not stress free, and there was no yelling.
There was no yelling. That's
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, no, I know. Nobody yells. Bill, nobody yells. Bill says nobody should yell ever.
Oh well, Tom tells me that I'm yelling all the time, but I'm actually I hate when he says stop yelling because I'm not actually yelling. Like if I was yelling, I would be like raising my voice.
You yell.
Screaming.
Yeah, you can yell.
So don't tell me that I'm yelling when I'm not. I may be talking sternly. I may be saying something you don't want to hear, but I'm not yelling.
It never helps when you say stop yelling.
Do you think that that's how this is going to solve this problem?
No, but the men do.
Yeah.
They think this.
Yeah, that is what you think is going to solve the problem. So anyways, today after school, she's going to move everything else into there and sort through it so that I can clean that room.
She was telling Campbell she was she was feeling a little pressure because she had so many things because she had like notes and she had to move her room. And Campbell's like, yesterday I kind of yelled at Campbell because, so Campbell's working on this very special project for this 4-H program. And it is a lot. It is a lot with sports, with school, with this project. Anyway, she had to do a rather large call with a large company and it did not go well.
Oh, it did not.
No. So it was fine. I say it was bad. It wasn't bad. She's probably listening. She's going to get mad at me. She was tired. I feel like when they go to school and they focus all day and she's been coming off of being sick and she had basketball, orthodontist, like all these things. And this was a different tone of a conversation. So this was more like a business person having a conversation with a business person and she's 17. Mm-hmm. And so they wanted to do little different things. Like they wanted to donate food versus money. And she's like, well, I'm not so sure we could do that because you have to be a certified vendor at the Ohio 4-H Center. And this company is not an approved vendor. Well, they're a sponsor. They're not a vendor. And so then it was that. And then she wanted to know who the other sponsors were. And Campbell's like, I was thinking in my head, I'm not sure I can say the other sponsors. Right. So she was like struggling through that.
And you're live at that point.
And you have to think fast. Mm-hmm. And so she was, and then there was just a couple other things and it was not bad, but that lady did not leave this call thinking, man, that 17-year-old is super impressive.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, she did it okay. So I'm like, Campbell.
Yeah, it's hard.
When in the reality, she did fine. So like I was being really hard on her. And like I'm thinking after I'm like, Campbell, like this. It's a lot of fast thinking on your feet.
It is.
And so I was like,
that is something that
she had a stressful day.
I feel like you
learn
that with age, though. Like you learn how to be quick thinking on your feet. Like, and hindsight's 20/20. Like how many times do you like replay a conversation?
I'm not sure I was doing that when I was 17.
Correct. And even now as adults, though, we look back and we're like, I should have said this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so many times. So I feel like in Campbell's defense, she's probably the most mature 17-year-old that I know. And the most well-rounded. She probably has more pressure than most 17-year-olds
probably.
have.
So then she had to rush and leave to go to her basketball game. And I felt really bad because I didn't have dinner fixed. And like the whole time, like I was like, oh man. So we made burgers and salad and I tried to make up for it. Like I had it ready when she came home at 8:30 at night to eat. So anyways, like these kids do have a lot of stress.
But this is like, so
it's learning how to handle it.
I got in a fight yesterday because she wanted to come home and work on her room. And instead she also had notes to do for one of her classes. But after school, she had a meeting to go to. And then
the pop-up meeting, which we had a conversation about that. These people need to tell them when these meetings are.
That is not fair. They had a meeting for a club that they're in at school.
And they're all confirming it was all, like even the president didn't know the meeting was happening.
I still want to call baloney on it, but I have to feel like someone had to say something at some point in time. But regardless,
one would think the president would know.
I would imagine so. So the fact that nobody knew, fine. So they did this,
which was 20 minutes out of their day.
Well, and so this is where I got upset with Olivia, is that she's telling me she doesn't want to go to this meeting. No,
the boys actually gave no pushback.
Oh no, she did not want to go because she wanted to come home and do this.
There's always something more fun.
On top of it, her and Jack had to go to a local business in town because they are selling candy bars for school, and so they had to go get candy bars over there. So she was like, I'm not going to get started on anything until like late and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, she was home 1 hour after she is normally home, and she got all of that accomplished and was starting her room by, 4 or 5 o'clock. But we could only do, for weeks I've been telling her, start packing things up, start going through things. Last night seemed like the appropriate time to start that project. So
these are all learning moments.
Yeah, so it was a little frustrating on our part. It carried through to this morning, so it's fun.
Fun times.
It's fun. It's super fun. Renovations are super stress-free. Mm-hmm. So it's great.
Well, I got to see my parents yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if did I tell you they were coming?
You told me they were coming.
They were coming because they had to do a little business meeting up here. And so my dad brought me hay, and he had his meeting and I did hay, but we also had to go get Bill fitted for a tuxedo. Mm-hmm. So he has an opportunity to go to a agricultural event in DC. And so I do not get to go. I'd like to say, I'll tell you all what it is next week. But I'm super bummed because I would really like to go. So we just went to Men's Warehouse to rent a tux. So the rule
I'm surprised he doesn't own a tux.
Well, this is interesting. So the rule is, and we confirmed this, that if you're going to use a tuxedo more than 3 to 4 times a year, then you should own a tuxedo.
He probably doesn't use a tux.
No, he hasn't worn a tuxedo since prom.
Yeah.
Like even for
There's
wedding.
not enough black tie events that he would go to.
Yeah. So renting a tuxedo wasn't as bad as I thought. Like it was like $235 and they did give us a little discount. Their customers, both the ladies working, were like, are you the Pattersons of Patterson Fruit Farm? We're like, yes. So they waived like the rush fee because there was a rush fee, which was very kind. They were really funny. They didn't say anything until we were checking out and I could tell they'd been talking about something. They were very nice. So anyway, so then he ended up getting a new suit too. Oh. He bought a new suit. We're just big fans. Like it's not like custom tailored suiting, but it's great for a farmer and they look nice. So we got a new suit and I love it. It's gray.
And you got it there.
And we got it there. So they're going to get it tailored because they tailor there for free. And so we did that yesterday. And then I'm like, oh, my parents are coming. We should get them lunch from Raising Cane's and then take a picture and send it to the kids. We didn't actually do that, but they hate when we do fun things without them. So we did get a car wash and then we got Raising Cane's and my parents and I and Bill had Raising Cane's in the kitchen. It was quite the day.
That is so funny.
And then the kids came home and opened the trash and they're like,
my kids will
Did you get
mad.
Raising Cane's?
Yes. If they see the trash, they get so mad. I'm like, or like if I buy one kid something like pulp, for example, if we go and get pulp and then you don't get it for everybody, like.
But amazing that they look in the trash.
Hide your trash.
Yeah, hide your trash.
It's a thing. You have to hide your trash for sure.
A little bizarre.
Yeah, but that is something we have to do in our house as well.
So that was fun. We had a little lunch date with my parents and it was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's exciting.
So, you know how algorithms work and like your phone listens to you. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they say that's not true, but it is true.
I guarantee you if we say Raising Cane's, advertisement,
5 times, I'm sure.
Yes, it's going to come up in my feed.
So we have this barn cat, Scarlet, which is causing quite the problems. So Tom can't come over because he's allergic. So basically no one can come to our house anymore. And this cat, which I never wanted her to come in the house. Like it was fine when she would walk in and walk out or like be cute and like it was great. But now it's cold. So I'm also, while I don't like cats, I do like Scarlet, but now it's cold. So she's kind of been spending time in the house. She's not stupid. It's cold outside. So we can't just cold turkey kick this cat out of the house.
Well, you spoiled her. So now she's done.
So this is why I didn't want to do this. Like, and I guarantee you in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, she'll be outside all the time.
Right.
So now we're in the dead of winter. We've got this cat in our house who is not using the dog door, but she goes in and out with the dogs. But now it's like 10 degrees.
Right.
She doesn't want to go out at all. Like I literally have to carry her outside and kick her out the front door.
So now what?
So now we have this big family debate.
Here we go.
About a cat litter box.
Yep. here we go.
So I'm like, no, we're like,
you're a
let's just kick her out.
cat house now. This is
let's
ridiculous.
just kick her outside. Well, then the kids, except Jack, because Jack is smart. He's like, no, I'm not. Because Bill said, well, if you guys want her in the house, then you have to take care of the litter. And I'm like, I am not scooping a litter box.
It's not going to happen. You're going to scoop the litter box.
Jack's like, just kick her outside. Now this cat sleeps with Jack every night. Just put her outside. I don't care. I'm not doing a litter box. I'm like, because he really wants her inside. But he's like, oh, I'm going to try to get out of the litter box work. So I'm going to say, I don't want the cat in the house. So the cat has never pooped or peed in the house that we know of.
That we know of.
Mm-hmm. Come home, poop by the drum. Clearly the dog can't get back there. It's the cat. So I'm furious. Bill's actually not furious because he doesn't get furious about anything. He just says throw the cat out. And I'm like, we can't do that to her. She's going to get sick. Like she's been living inside in a warm temperature.
Right.
So anyways, we're going to go over again, but this is worth it. So we had this big long talk and Parker is going to take care of the litter box. I had to go to the store. I had to go to the pet store and buy a litter box. So I literally cruise into Pet Supplies Plus, or I don't even know, some local pet store. And I started talking to the workers about, so which cat box do you recommend? Then it moves on to, okay, there's like 72 types of cat litter. What cat litter am I supposed to use? So now my feed on my phone is all about cat litter. Do you know there's a cat box that cleans itself that's $800?
You'll have it. $20.
$800.
All right, what is the date? Today is January 14th.
Listen,
I guarantee you,
it is kind of
by this time next year, that litter box will be in your house.
Anyway, so we put it in the basement. The cat's not using it. We don't know where the cat's peeing and pooping. We haven't found it yet. But there's no pee or poop anywhere.
As if we weren't coming to your house already, now we're
really not coming. So she might be going outside when we throw her out, but we don't know. So this is a whole CAT-tastrophe, and it's making me crazy because I just want her to use the litter box.
Okay.
So
you did this.
Well, I didn't do this. And and Bill loves this darn cat. He's on his lap every single night. Okay. Drives me nuts.
Okay.
So I'm now a cat lady, a crazy cat lady who's buying litter, who's talking to people about the better kinds of litter.
Okay.
It's great.
I can't with you.
I know. It's horrible. And we're going to have to end because we're so out of time. It's embarrassing.
Dogs don't do that.
And she disappeared. She might have gotten knocked up. So now I'm going to have kittens in my house.
Stop it.